So howdy everyone, and welcome back to more for the third birthday. This little bonus video I'm going to do here. I said at the end of the first episode that I want to have a little quick delve into the different difficulties available for you in third birthday. You get 3 initially, and there are even harder difficulties available for you once you beat the game. What I found was quite fascinating. I had to show this off. So we just did the previous video on normal. I'm going to quickly give you a feel for what everything looks like on difficult difficulties. So this is easy mode here, as you'd expect here. The game definitely is a lot more forgiving. All looks pretty standard to begin with.
The Twisted are approaching.
Okay, show them what you learned in training.
So, first off, on combat, if we go ahead and just give this guy a hit, gets annihilated. Absolutely ripped to pieces. Still 100 experience and 100 BP, battle points, whatever you want to call it. But definitely, that is a significant amount of damage they're taking in opposite. Even with like just the standard basic pistol, like they're still getting hit really hard. If we take some damage here, see, still not really taking all that much damage. Not particularly difficult, truthfully. That is for sure. So, you know, I'd say definitely a little bit easier. Enemies definitely taking nowhere near as much damage they used to. So that's definitely noticeable. If we go ahead and just swing down here, for example. Ow. Hey!
Time to use overdrive, Aya. You can jump into and take over someone else's body.
So definitely
From vessel to vessel to maintain an advantage during battle.
don't take anywhere near as much punishment, and you kind of get away with a lot of things as well. Truthfully, you can see how range there, by the way, affects some weapons pretty significantly. You can see, like, even the AI there with the the rifle is doing, like, huge. Look at the Magnum there, ripping those dudes to pieces. So enemies significantly weaker on easy mode. Then I put it on hard.
The Twisted are approaching.
All right.
Show them what you learned
So
in
this
training.
is hard mode now, and you'll see immediately big difference in the damage that the enemies are taking. It's just with the standard handgun, you notice definitely taking a fair beating. Good couple of magazines to take them out there, but the thing you notice on the side, down here, I think you can see the mouse there, double experience, double bounty points. You gain more for playing on hard difficulties, which means you do level up faster. I bust out the rifle here, for example. I'm trying my best to just dodge here. Even a full assault rifle magazine, not enough to kill them, but yeah, extra points and experience means that to start off with, life's gonna be difficult, but you will accelerate faster, which you're gonna need. Now, we're gonna go ahead and just take a hit here. This is stuck. You see how much damage we took on easy mode and normal? That's over half my health gone. That is something. That is, that's kind of frightening. Defense, it's a big fucking deal in this. So you've got to be on the ball, and you got to be ready and prepared to you know, to recover. Basically, you do take damage from those explosions, by the way. That is a thing.
Time to use overdrive, Aya. You can jump into and take over someone else's body.
So yeah, definitely dodging, really important playing on hard and above.
Maintain an advantage.
You've got to make sure you do not take damage, because shit hurts. Really hurts. Even with the Magnum here, for example, still good damage, but it's still not like crazy insane. Of course, you're overdiving, which we obviously now know of. Dave, would you restore your health, please? God damn it. The AI doesn't always want to, like, restore their own
Listen
health
up,
here.
Aya. There are things for you to find out there.
It's a thing.
You can use them as shields. Overdive near those objects to avoid getting hit while fighting. Got it?
I mean, the thing I'd also note as well, that if you're playing on hard mode, like, whereas on normal, especially easy, I think all you do is just worry about yourself. It feels like when you start playing on hard, like, how you play with the other people around you and your positioning of, like, your teammates and such, I think becomes a lot more important, because you're going to have to do a lot more diving And you're going to be forced to, you know, have to, you know, make better use of the resources around you, for example. Look at that, I took one hit, and you see that, like, straight away I've lost, like, nearly half my health. Now, admittedly, the armor on this weapon is not the best. I shouldn't have done that. Help! Help! Didn't mean to do that either. Yeah, hard is no joke.
I'm going in.
Hard is no joke. Look at that, 330 experience for that. That's huge. It's kind of wild, actually, how much experience we're getting from that. So you've definitely got to, I don't know, I mean, I would not blame anyone for not playing this immediately on hard. I feel like you've got to have at least some kind of knowledge of how this game works before you do it. Definitely having played, like, the, we'll take Kevin, I guess. Yeah, having done this tutorial once before, I feel like I need to know how abilities work before I touch in the hard mode. So I also want to use this video as an opportunity to go into a bit more detail regarding the over-energy system, which we kind of got a bit of a feel for in the last one, but I want to kind of explain a little bit more detail because I spent a bit of time kind of trying to understand more of how it works. This basically replaces Aya Bray's previous parasite energy abilities from the previous installments of the series, and you can kind of see it almost like kind of a semi-equipped slash magic sort of system. And the idea being that you use a variety of chips in order to give a variety of buffs and potential abilities to Aya to use over the course of your adventures in the game. What's going on in theory is you're using these chips to basically manipulate Aya's own DNA to produce a variety of effects, which combines her mitochondrial abilities to do all sorts of crazy stuff. So for example, at the moment, we've got like these basic DNAs here. To get a little bit more, you know, a bit of boost into crossfire. We've got a bit of a defensive boost and some healing during overdiving and stuff like that. There are a whole variety of different types of abilities and chips we can find. You've got the blue ones, like this one. These are generally like passive abilities. There's stuff like with defenses, bonuses like critical shots. There's even stuff that allows you to gain extra, like if you get killed, you can actually get back an extra life sort of thing. You've got purples, which is revolving around using our liberation ability. Green for crossfiring. You've got orange and yellow, which deal with like overdive stuff like that. There's also red stuff as well, which actually is debuffs. And these can come by because there's also the ability to like synthesize certain abilities. And what that means is, let me give an example. So if I go to the installation here with our various chips. So we've got these ones that we've picked up. So we've got level 1 healing, antibody. We've got these ones here as well. Antibody, cross-healing, and then cross-healing and antibody. So the way that these work here on the board here, for example, we've got these, is that if you just put in, like, random abilities, for example, like, let's say, what's a good example here? Let's say if I get this antibody and cross-healing, and I just whack this down here. And I can do that. And that's complete, and that's all well and good. However, what you've now got is you've got these here, and what's going on with these is these are kind of like not doing a whole lot here. The idea of the board below you is that you want to try and combine the same types of colors next to each other, and that can create a linking system. So, if I... Can I not put that back up? Uh-oh, I might not be able to. Hold on. Yeah, if I format this... It'll be fine. Oh. Oh. Formatting just deletes everything. Okay. Alright then, so having reloaded the game, let's try it again, shall we? Yeah. Didn't realize formatting would completely erase the board there. Should we note there are multiple boards? I think we can find more. Now, I don't know if that means we can, like, add them on, so we've just got more stuff going on, whether that means that we've got boards we can change in and out of. I don't entirely know. I'll find out as we go. Let's go back to the install list here. So there are a few things going on. So we've got these ones here that are kind of just level 1. And we've got these things here, for example, these healing ones that are level 1 as well. Now, what you might have noticed with, like, the antibody stuff is that if we go ahead and put these... What's the bottom right thing? That is healing, level 1. Okay, actually, that's really good. So, for the example here, we've got this, this healing here. You can link the same types of DNA next to each other. And what will happen is they will combine their effects. A DNA board will only award the highest level of something that there is on the board and give it to the person if there are multiple that are not linked. Everything else is just basically rendered blank. But if you combine the same types next to each other, like this, for example, you'll find that all of these level 1s now are linking with each other, and we now get the full effect here. So we're now getting all 3 of them adding on, so we've got level 3 healing now on this board, which is super awesome. The levels of the nodes themselves can be improved up to, I believe it's like a max of 25, I think it is. However, the actual maximum level of assistance you can get from anything on a DNA board is limited by your overall level. So us being level 3 means that if we were to somehow improve one of these, we'd still only get a maximum level 3 of healing or anything else for that matter. I don't know if there's a way for me to prove that a bit more. You have to kind of take my word for it. Now, there's something else that you can also do in this game, and this is where it gets really funky, and that is synthesis. So, synthesis is basically the idea of combining these chips here and basically putting them together. So, for example, if I go for this, for example... From here, you will see that we've got the 2 here, and that these are going to do some kind of synthesis. It will combine the 2 together, and something will happen. You don't necessarily know what's going to happen, however. So if we go back here momentarily, and instead of linking these 3 nodes together, what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 of them to combine with each other here instead, by placing it over that, and it will conduct the synthesis. And you'll see we get a DNA mutation of normal. There are different types here, which basically reflect how well it thinks the 2 are going to go ahead and combine. So if we now combine this, what we've now got is we've got a level 1 and a level 2 node here, but are still linking together. So we've got the same level 3 benefit from before, but what we've now done is we've saved this slot here for something else, making this a lot more efficient. Make sense? Makes sense. Now, there are, of course, you can combine anything together. It does not have to match. So, for example, we've got this cross healing, and we've also got the, we've got this here, the boost fire. Now, both of these are green, but they are different abilities. So, let's see what happens when we combine those. Still down as normal here, and it reckons, is that just going to replace it? It might do. What does retry do? Oh. Okay. So retry, I guess, means you can change it. So you've got, like, normal here. This one works. And you can retry or re-roll until it gets kind of what you want. The combinations of how this works is not really explained in-game because in the lore, they don't really know this. But there's the chance for them to become malignant, as you saw there a moment ago. And that's here. And these are debuffs, and these are not what you want. These are good. So this gives us like a decrease to our liberation abilities or something like that. You want to avoid these where possible, so that is worth noting. But I didn't realize that you could kind of re-roll it until you get the thing. So this is just the standard what we started with. This is level 2 of the healing. Level 1. We did see a level 2 of that, I believe, as well. There it is. So you can keep spinning, but you've got to be careful because, you know, that could be bad. And we can go combine this, for example. And there we go. So we've now got level 2 boost fire. And then we've got like an antibody. Just kind of its own, but it's totally fine. Of course, you can also combine colors that are not the same. So if we go for the other variant, we're going to combine it down here now. And if we press retry, you'll see that there's the right thing. So we've got level 2 defense there, which is not bad. Level 2 healing. Being able to retry this is a bit interesting. I didn't quite expect that. Some combinations will work a lot better than others. I believe there is a way of trying to find this out. But there are some combinations that just simply will not synthesize too well and will cause all sorts of crazy stuff to happen. So if we go to do it, let's just do it with this here. So you can see now we've got all these antibodies linking together. So we get level 3 antibody if we really wanted to. Not going to. So now we got level 4. This is actually good here. This is a good explanation. So if we just combine it as this here now. So we've actually got 4 levels of antibody here. But we only get 3 levels applying to us here, I believe. Because that is our maximum level. Or it could be level 3 is the maximum per individual node. I might be mistaking myself here. It's possible. I would not exactly call myself an expert on the situation here. We're learning as you guys do, you know? So if I do that... Yeah, so that maybe that is actually overriding. That's possible. But linking is definitely important, as well as just kind of combining your chips on top of each other to try and get the maximum efficiency out of what it is that you have available to you. Manipulating them as best as you go. Now, you can get all sorts of crazy things that happen when you start combining DNA. So going back to this original example here, at the top left, you see now we've got, going for this, we've got instead a mutated DNA. This is combining the initial shooting with the healing, and we've got mutated, which means that you've produced something completely that was not, which was not what you started with. So we can go ahead and combine these, and now we've got ourselves a totally brand new effect here. Rapid Link at level 2, making it easier to trigger crossfires. So that's something you can do, is not only just improve the initial abilities you've got, but you can actually get these combinations to occasionally give you something completely different from what you then started with. And so this is a way for you to kind of mess about and explore and really kind of try and get a good feel for all the stuff that you can do in this game. There's lots and lots of wild stuff. Indeed, that also works as well, even for stuff that is would normally be the same. You can definitely get situations where if you spend enough times, really, really weird stuff can definitely happen, and it's up to you to mess around. Now, you might also be saying, well, hold on a second, so we got this malignant DNA comes up. Why would I ever want that? I mean, you know, if I was to go select this, we now got a slow debuff. We've got a reduced movement speed. Why would I ever want to do this? This seems pretty bad. Well, I think you can actually combine malignant DNA with other things in order to basically create all sorts of crazy stuff here. So we've still got the slow DNA here, for example. That's a level 2 there. But I believe that if you explore around with malignant DNA, you can definitely get opportunities of creating more funky, like mutated stuff. I think can come from this more. But the malignant stuff is basically, it's not a problem right now, but later on, bear in mind, in a situation, let's say if I've got this, for example, and I'm synthesizing 2 at the same time, if I press square to re-roll, it re-rolls both of them. So the idea being that you might get an ability on one side, you think, oh, that's really cool, I really want this, but then you end up with a malignant on the other side, and like, well, that's a bit awkward, and you've got to kind of offset. Am I really, if this is this good enough to offset this? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So that's something that you've got to play around with further on down the line. For the time being, I don't think it's going to be a significant deal, but in the future, maybe that's going to be a choice that you have to make. Very lastly, what I will also do is direct you over as well, if you're playing this game, to the side here. If you go down to the notes section, there is a huge seminar provided to you about over energy, which will give you a kind of an overview of not only what it is and how it started and how it kind of works here, but it'll also give you an idea of stuff to do with like basics of what the abilities do. Also as well, provisionally, kind of some of the more known abilities and what they'll do. So barrier, you know, can give you protection, nullifying attacks. P-raise the revive ability. You've got critical shot, you know, to get better hits on with handguns, stuff like that. There's all sorts of information here, stuff to do with this, the crossfire improving, rapid link we saw there off a mutation, ability drains. This is talking about the negative ones. Yeah, there are plenty of undiscovered harmful OEs out there that can actually diminish your capabilities. And obviously a look at what some of those might look like. Obviously you want to try and avoid these where possible. DNA boards, again, the fact you'll pick up a few of those, but also talking about, where is it? It's down here, not that. Here's the level limits information. Yeah, no matter what amazing abilities a synthesized chip may hold, its level will never increase beyond a certain point, but I believe linking can bypass that, at least for the time being. Yeah, links, here they are. This is how it works. So even if one level is on the low side, you can spawn some high-level OE chips as your own level increases, so it's important to keep on synthesizing. You might even wind up over-discovering a brand new kind of over-energy, hence the mutation stuff, and I'm sure there's a chart somewhere in the internet which will explain more of that in detail. But yeah, I just want to give you a bit more of an overview of how that system works. I suspect the majority of my work on this is going to be done off screen. I'm going to simply say, here's the results. And if anything absolutely crazy happens, then I'll let you know. But I figured this is a good spot to explain how this works to the best of my knowledge and ability. So that's going to largely do it for this video. Thank you much for watching and listening. I think we've learned plenty about the game here. I'm going to reload the game. I'm going to go ahead and press around with the board. I'm going to go ahead and improve some of I's equipment with our plenty of bounty points we picked up in the last one. And next time, we're going to delve ourselves back into the game proper. So thanks for listening. I'll see you then.